What's up, everybody? It's Nick McCandless of thegameraccess.com, and I'm here with Josh Looman, Senior Designer of Madden NFL 13. How you doing today, Josh?
Doing good. How are you?
Awesome. Cannot wait for the public to get their hands on Madden NFL 13. I've had it for a little over a week now and absolutely have loved it. If you have not had a chance, be sure to head to thegameraccess.com and be sure to check out my review. But before we jump into any specifics, can you give us an overview of what your job entails at EA Sports?
Yeah, I'm a senior designer, and that basically means that I work with the creative leadership on the team to come up with, design, and implement all the new ideas we have every year. So my main focus this year was on Connected Careers, which is our new career mode, and I pretty much designed most of it and worked with our creative director, Mike Young, to kind of shape exactly what it was going to look like, and oversaw the implementation along the way.
Awesome. Now, for those who may not know, can you give us an overview of what's been added to Madden NFL 13 that should convince someone to spend another $60 over, let's say, just staying with last year's version?
So this year is a huge difference. The main gameplay addition that we added is called the Infinity Engine. It's basically physics. So in the past, when two players would run into each other or get into a tackle or come in contact at all, you'd basically have these same animations that played over and over. The difference this year is we added physics, so every single player's joints and muscles have weight now and mass. So when they come in contact with each other, it looks just like it does if they were to come into contact in the real NFL. So the point there is that we want to kind of make to everybody is you're not going to see the same play twice in Madden ever again. Feels so much more realistic, so much more natural and authentic. That's our big gameplay feature. Add a lot of other stuff in gameplay. We added a new career mode called Connected Careers that essentially combines what used to be online franchise, superstar mode, and offline franchise all into one huge new mode. It allows you to play as any coach or any player in the NFL. So if you want to be Tim Tebow, you can. If you want to be Tom Brady, you can. You can play 30 seasons with 32 people online, so you can battle it out. If you're Tim Tebow and your buddy wants to just be the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers, you guys can battle it out together. Huge new mode, 85 screens. We also completely replaced our commentary team this year. So, gone is the old commentary team, brand new, Jim Nantz, Phil Simms. Everything's been rewritten from the ground up. Got all new menus and a new presentation to the game. Everything looks completely different. We have new music. We no longer have EA tracks. We now have more of an NFL Films type theme that's been created exclusively for the game. So tons of massive additions. This is my 8th Madden I've been on, and I can safely say I've been on Madden since Madden 04. And we've actually added more this year than I can ever remember.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there. I absolutely have fallen in love with the Infinity Engine. Like you said, I feel like I'm playing a whole new game. Like, it doesn't even feel like Madden anymore. It feels like a completely new football experience because every play I see something different. So big shout out to you guys on doing that. You guys perfected it. Like I stated in my review, Madden NFL 13 is the biggest year-to-year jump in Madden I can ever remember. It's
awesome.
It's huge. Now, with the Connected Careers, obviously I've had a chance to play the game. You can also play the role of non-active players and coaches, correct?
That's correct. So you can pick any player or coach in the NFL. We also offer rookie versions of legends. So Bill Walsh, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Barry Sanders, Reggie White. We have a huge list of legends. You're actually going to start out rated like they would have been as rookies, and then try to kind of see how they would actually play under your direction in today's NFL. So, if you put Barry Sanders on the lines now and you control Barry Sanders, how would he do over 10 or 15 years? Can you match his accomplishments from, his historical career in the past? So the key with Connected Careers was to give people a million different ways to play it. So, you can play as a linebacker, you can play as a running back, quarterback, you can be any normal player in the NFL. So I've played careers with Megatron, I've played careers with Alex Smith, everybody you can think of. You can also coach. You can be any coach, create your own coach, create your own player, give you a ton of options to add so much replayability in that if you play and get bored, you can choose to play as some other position or some other aspect of the game.
Awesome. Now, Connected Careers, obviously, that and the Infinity Engine are definitely those are two of the largest additions to Madden NFL 13. I'm loving both new additions. Now, Connected Careers, is that something that you guys have been working on for a few years now, or is this something that literally just began development after the release of Madden NFL 12?
So during Madden 12, we had a really small team kind of set aside that started working on the new engine for Connected Careers, because basically the plan was rip out all of franchise mode and superstar and just completely get rid of them and then replace them with one big massive feature that did all of them. But we didn't want to take old franchise mode and add a couple things into it to try to turn it into Connected Careers. We wanted to start over from scratch and create like a really, really solid foundation that we could build on for the next decade. So we had to kind of start over. So in order to do that, we had to create a brand new engine, a whole new sim engine, all new trade logic, free agency, draft logic, 85 new screens, just massive tons of stuff. So during the Madden 12 cycle, they created the back-end engine for it. And then once we started work on Madden 13, that's when we started adding in all the features and all the screens and that kind of stuff. So we have worked on it for 2 years, but we didn't actually work on features for 2 years. We've worked on the engine for the first year.
Gotcha. Now, obviously, Madden has a yearly release cycle. Would you say, because as you said, it took you guys 2 years to kind of put this together, do you guys feel that having that yearly release cycle to rely on, do you feel that is a burden for EA, or do you feel it fits well with the development cycle involved?
I think, those of us that have been around for a really long time now, we're used to it. I don't really know what it would feel like to work on a game for 5 years. It would be a really weird experience. I think from our perspective, we're so used to quick turnaround. So when we create things, we're always mindful of how much time we have and trying to be urgent at all times and not waste time whenever we're doing things. Like right now, we're already working on Madden 14. So we don't spend a lot of time kind of just sitting around going, I don't know if we want to do this or that.
You guys aren't on vacation right now?
I did take a vacation after we finished. I went to Yosemite and basically tried not to stare at a computer for about 10 days or my phone or anything. But, it was a nice break, but it's always time to kind of hit the ground running, keep going. I mean, we never want to release a Madden that people look at and say, oh, they only did a roster update. We want it to be the greatest game possible. We owe it to the fans. I've been playing Madden since I was in high school, and I'm 36. So my entire life has been focused around Madden, which is a great thing, and it's a responsibility to make sure that the game is great every year.
Definitely. Now, obviously, you have had much involvement with Madden. You said 8 years. So what would you say was the most enjoyable element of designing the Ultimate Football Simulator?
I think the most enjoyable thing, just in general terms, is just being able to sit at home like at 11 o'clock at night and all of a sudden get an idea and then take that, put it down on paper, start, mocking up some screens real quick and try to figure out in general kind of how this would work, take it into work the next day, talk to some people about it, start the ball rolling on it, and then, see that thing 9 months later show up in Madden, and be a massive giant feature. So, it's kind of hard to overstate how exciting that is, but just to get a random idea at home and then have that become a massive feature in Madden, that's a great part of the job.
Now, just one more question I have to ask. I announced on Twitter that I was going to be doing an interview with you, and I got a ton of requests, people asking the same question. Most requested feature for Madden is the return of classic teams, such as the 78 Steelers and the 98 Broncos. Is there a reason why we haven't seen this return to the Madden franchise?
I think the logistics of making sure that we can kind of get the licenses for all the right players, that kind of stuff, and maybe just not having like the right timing for it up to this point. Like, I'm not sure if we're going to do something like that in the future, but I think our mantra now as a team, and I've talked to a couple people on Twitter about this and talked to a couple people in interviews about this, is we're going to try not to do something until we do it right. And that was really the whole emphasis behind the Infinity engine, the emphasis behind Connected Careers, is not to just kind of throw something in there because someone asked for it at the last second. It's to make sure it's well thought out, make sure it's well designed, and make sure once it gets in, people go, oh yeah, this is exactly how this was supposed to work, and not, well, yeah, they added this in, but it's not that great. So I think, that's definitely my mantra going forward. I know there were a couple features in Connected Careers that we would have loved to have gotten to this year, but we just couldn't do them the right way, and we're going to wait to do that whenever we actually have the time and kind of the design to do so.
All right. Well, we definitely appreciate your time, Josh. Everyone, please, tomorrow, Madden NFL 13 hits store shelves. I know Josh is happy that the game's finally going to hit store shelves. I can only imagine what it's like to see your work on store shelves. I'm sure that is a great feeling. But is there anything else you would like to say before we end off the interview?
No, I mean, the main thing is just remember with Connected Careers, you can play online or offline. Online, we have a website. We have a real Twitter feed. You can create a Facebook account that sends the news from the game to Facebook that you can review with your league. Tons of connected stuff there. So everybody go out, grab the game. I'm not going to be responsible to any employers if people take the day off tomorrow. But it is great. Go check it out. We worked really hard on this version. I hope everybody loves it.
All righty. Like you said, go pick it up. Tomorrow it releases Madden NFL 13. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, man.